will be judged. Where is the people's money? You won't get away with it.
We're asking once again that these corrupt public figures be judged, as well as the others, the presidents of communal people's assemblies and provincial leaders. The Parliamentary Council must be dissolved. It's not legitimate.
It's the 7th consecutive Friday that Algerians have taken to the streets. This time not just one face on their signs, but 3. They're now focusing on the 3 Bs: Prime Minister Noureddine Bedoui, Constitutional Council President Tayeb Belaiz, and Upper House of Parliament President Abdelkader Ben Salah. Protesters are calling for new transitional institutions to be set up to implement reforms and organise free elections.
Well, let's stay with Algeria and bring you some analysis on the situation there, certainly today. I'm joined in the studio by Naufel Brahimi El-Mili, a professor at Sciences Po, also a specialist on North Africa. Thanks very much for your time today. Algerians, of course, out in full force today, protests particularly big. The transition, though, a transparent transition, you say, is going to be particularly complicated.
Yes, indeed. This Friday, they were around 10 millions. There is no plan that will satisfy these 10 millions, not at all. And what they're requesting, they are saying, get out all of you. It's simple to say, but very difficult to do it. And what they are asking now, they're asking for the Second Republic. The Second Republic seems to be the right solution. I remind that when Boudiaf came to power in '92, among the solutions that he had, it was the Second Republic, but he was killed right after. And now how to do the Second Republic? They are asking the President of the Senate to get out, the Prime Minister to get out, the President of the Conseil Constitutionnel to get out, to start from the scratch. That's what the people want.
I mean, let's think about, because, you know, you touched on this call by protesters for the old regime to get out. Many of them have been there for years. I mean, as you say, it's going to be particularly difficult to have a fresh face on this government.
Yeah, of course. Like any other country, it's like when Soviet Union became Russia, all of them were communist. So it will take time for this transition and to teach people and to prove to people that some of those politicians were serving the country, not Bouteflika. And that's the difficulty, because now they are confusing serving Algeria and serving the president. And of course, now the president is not here anymore. The thing is, the military somehow are in power, especially today, because you mentioned what is happening in Libya. So now the Algerian army is in the first row because of Libya. It's a well-known fact that the General Haftar doesn't like Algeria. And it's not coincidence that he moved this week. It's not coincidence at all. I don't believe.
You mean in terms of heading towards Tripoli?
Yes, of course.
I mean, you and I spoke very briefly before about, you know, this very peaceful protest that we've seen in Algeria, the fact that, you know, no other country essentially has managed to do things quite so peacefully. How do Algerians stay on the right path, you know, towards this tricky transition, as you said, and ensure that things stay as calm as they have been?
Because it was agreed somehow, there is, in the mass protestation, there is no ideology. No one's saying I'm socialist, I'm liberal, I'm Islamist. No one. Just asking the people in power, get out. And there is no leadership. When you have leaders, there is always power struggle. And that's how they managed to keep calm and all together nationwide.
I mean, we've just got time for a final question. You know, depending on who you speak to, I've spoken to some Algerians who've been particularly excited about the developments, about, you know, the promise ahead for the country. You personally, are you optimistic about things moving forward, or is there kind of a measured apprehension?
I am optimistic to some extent. The thing is how long it will last, because right now the economy is not doing pretty well. Foreign investors are not coming, and the challenge once they had the after Bouteflika, they must think about the after oil and gas, because oil and gas will not last.
Okay, Nafoul Brahimi El Mili, a professor at Sciences Po, plus a specialist on North Africa. Thanks very much for your time today.
Thank you very much.
Well, look, let's take you to Libya next, where the eastern Libyan military says it now controls the former Tripoli International Airport. This is security forces say armed clashes have flared south of the capital.